Hey, what's going on? So, the big Shinobi Art of Vengeance update is here. And the headline is pretty simple. SEGA has pushed the latest patch live alongside the SEGA Villains Stage DLC, and the update is being identified as version 1.3.1. That means the game is getting a fresh wave of villain crossover content at the exact same time as a free update for everyone, which is a pretty generous combo for players who are already enjoying Joe Musashi's return. The DLC itself is officially live as of April 3rd, 2026, and SEGA is pushing this as a full-on villain showdown rather than just a tiny bonus pack. What makes this update stand out is the scale of the crossover. Joe Musashi is stepping into battles against three major SEGA villains: Majima from the Like a Dragon Yakuza series, Dr. Eggman from Sonic, and Death Adder from Golden Axe. SEGA says the new villainous DLC includes 5 stages, 3 bosses, 3 ninpos, 3 skins, 6 music tracks inspired by the villain IPs, and 2 boss rush modes built around the new bosses. That is not just a couple of cosmetic extras. It sounds like a full side chapter designed to feel like a proper event for fans of SEGA history. And the cool part is that the free patch is not just there to support the DLC, it actually adds meaningful gameplay options for everyone. The biggest addition is Hardcore Mode, which is a fresh difficulty option aimed at players who want a real test. SEGA says it changes enemy damage, healing, and placement, and it also adds new attack patterns for bosses. The catch is that it can only be selected when starting a new game, so this is not just a mid-run toggle. It is meant to shape the whole experience from the beginning. That tells me SEGA wanted this to feel like a serious challenge mode rather than a light replay option. There are also some very welcome quality of life improvements in the patch. Players can now configure things like hit stop, hit flash, camera shake, and character outlines, which is a great touch because those settings can make a huge difference depending on how you like your action games to feel. On top of that, the map display area has been increased when viewed during a stage, so visibility is better overall, and a bug that could cause Joe's position to be misaligned on the map has been fixed. That might sound like a technical little fix, but anyone who has lost track of where they are on a map knows how annoying that can be in a fast action game like this. Another nice addition is the new tutorial review option. Instead of being stuck with whatever you remember from the first time the game explains something, you can now go back and review tutorial information you have already encountered. That is one of those updates that seems minor at first, but it makes the whole game feel more approachable and smoother to revisit, especially if you have stepped away for a while and need a reminder on mechanics or timing. Little touches like that go a long way in an action platformer where precision matters. If you are planning to jump into the DLC itself, SEGA also notes that the SEGA Villains Stage becomes available after completing the 4th zone of the base game, which includes the Desert, Mad Train, and EE Corp Laboratory. So, this is not just an instant pop-in mission from the start menu, it is something meant to sit deeper in the adventure and feel earned. That setup actually works well for a crossover like this, because it gives the bosses a little more weight when you finally reach them. So overall, this update feels like SEGA doing 2 things at once: giving fans a flashy villain-packed crossover, and also tightening the core game for players who want more control, more challenge, and fewer rough edges. The DLC adds the spectacle, the free patch adds replay value, and Hardcore Mode gives experienced players a reason to go back in and see how far they can push their skills. If you are making YouTube content around this, that is really the angle that sells it best. This is not just extra bosses, it is a real content to drop with a challenge mode, accessibility style settings, map improvements, tutorial review, and a full SEGA villain takeover, all arriving together in one update.